In 2011, Caterpillar paid $8.6 billion for Bucyrus International, the South Milwaukee, Wisconsin mining equipment manufacturer that built the drag lines, the rope shovels, and the underground longwall mining gear that pulled coal and copper and iron ore out of the American ground for 130 years. The Bucyrus acquisition was the largest acquisition in Caterpillar history. The acquisition was supposed to make Caterpillar the dominant supplier across every of American mining equipment from the 8-ton skid steer all the way up to the 13,000 horsepower dragline. 4 years later, in 2015, Caterpillar wrote down $580 million on the Bucyrus mining business. The coal market had collapsed. The underground mining demand had collapsed. The largest acquisition in Caterpillar history had become a goodwill impairment on the Caterpillar balance sheet. And while Caterpillar was writing down Bucyrus, a different American company was quietly executing a different mining strategy in the same American mines. The company was John Deere. The strategy is still running today. And the American aggregate quarry, the American limestone operation, and the American surface coal mine are reading the result on the parts counter at the local dealer. Look at what Caterpillar actually owned after the Bucyrus acquisition. Caterpillar acquired Bucyrus rope shovels, Bucyrus draglines, Bucyrus electric drives, and Bucyrus underground longwall mining systems. The Bucyrus product line was the backbone of large American surface and underground mining for more than a century. The Bucyrus 395B rope shovel and the Bucyrus 8000 series dragline were the machines that built the Powder River Basin coal operation in Wyoming and the Bingham Canyon copper operation in Utah. After the acquisition, Caterpillar rebranded the entire Bucyrus product line under the Caterpillar yellow. The rope shovels became Cat 7495 and 7495HF. The draglines became the Cat 8750. The underground gear became Cat mining product. Then the American coal market crashed. From 2011 to 2020, American coal production fell from 1.1 billion short tons to roughly 530 million short tons. The Powder River Basin operations cut back. The Appalachian operations closed mines. The underground longwall mining demand collapsed. Caterpillar wrote down the Bucyrus business in stages, with the largest write-down of $580 million, taken in 2015. By 2017, Caterpillar sold its Joy Global underground mining and longwall business component to Komatsu for roughly $3.7 billion, recognizing that Caterpillar would never compete with Komatsu on underground at the post-crash scale. The Bucyrus strategy had been to be the dominant American mining supplier across every category. The execution outcome was a reduced Caterpillar mining footprint concentrated on the ultra-class haul truck and the large surface dozer. Here is what makes the Bucyrus retreat the relevant context for John Deere mining strategy. While Caterpillar was paying $8.6 billion for one mining acquisition that would write down within 4 years, John Deere was buying smaller European specialist brands that the American mining sector did not yet know it needed. The Wirtgen Group acquisition in 2017 included Wirtgen Surface Mining Technology. The Wirtgen Surface Miner is a continuous cut machine that scrapes coal, limestone, gypsum, salt, and certain iron ore deposits directly off the bench without drilling, blasting, or conventional load and haul. The machine eliminates the explosives permit, the blast clearance time, and roughly 30% of the conventional production cycle. The American coal operator running a strip mine in Kentucky, West Virginia, or Wyoming Powder River basins has, since 2017, been buying a Wirtgen 4200 SM continuous cut surface miner. The machine is operated under the Wirtgen brand. The corporate parent on the chassis plate is John Deere. If you operate at an American mining or aggregate operation, or if you supervise a quarry, a sand and gravel pit, or a surface coal mine, subscribe and turn on the bell. The channel works through one machine class, one corporate decision, one mining operation at a time. The list is long, and the next piece of mining gear that arrives on your property is the one you are about to see broken down. Stay on the channel for the full coverage. Now look at the American mining operation, as the audience actually runs it. The headline American mining operations are the large open pit copper at Bingham Canyon, Utah, Morenci, Arizona, and Baghdad, Arizona, large surface coal at the Powder River Basin, Wyoming, large iron ore at the Mesabi Range, Minnesota, These large ultra-class operations still run Caterpillar 793F and 797F haul trucks, large Cat dozers, and the remaining Cat mining shovel offering. The ultra-class haul truck segment at the largest American mines is still Caterpillar. That fact has not changed, and the audience that has watched ultra-class haulage for 2 decades knows it has not changed. The structural reality of American mining is different from the ultra-class headline. The United States Geological Survey reports roughly 6,500 active sand and gravel operations and roughly 1,300 active crushed stone quarries in the contiguous 48 states. Add to that roughly 300 active surface coal operations, several hundred limestone, gypsum, and salt operations, and the smaller iron ore and copper operations outside the headline mines. The vast majority of American mining and quarrying activity, measured in the count of operations, is in the medium and small operations segment. The Cat 793F is not the machine being purchased by a Pennsylvania limestone quarry or a Tennessee aggregate operation. The machine being purchased is the wheel loader, the articulated dump truck, the motor grader, and the surface mining machine, where it applies. This is the segment that has moved toward John Deere over the last 8 years. Look at the specific competing products. The Caterpillar 988K wheel loader at a typical American aggregate operation is competing against the John Deere 944K wheel loader on the same site. The Caterpillar 745 articulated dump truck is competing against the John Deere 410E articulated dump truck and the Bell B60E articulated dump truck that John Deere has historically partnered to deliver into the same dealer network. The Caterpillar 14M and 24ML motor graders are competing against the John Deere 870G motor grader. The Wirtgen 4200 SM surface miner, at an American coal strip operation, has no direct Caterpillar continuous cut competitor at the same scale. Look at the Wirtgen surface miner deployment, in American mining country specifically, Consul Energy at the Bailey Mine Complex in Pennsylvania, Arch Resources at the Coal Creek operation in Wyoming, Peabody Energy at the North Antelope Rochelle operation in the Powder River Basin, limestone operations across Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky, salt operations in Louisiana and Kansas, gypsum operations in Texas and Oklahoma. The continuous cut technology is the production method that does not require an explosives engineer on site, does not require a blast clearance perimeter, and does not require the conventional load and haul fleet. The Caterpillar product portfolio after the Bucyrus write-down does not include a continuous cut surface miner at the 4200 SM scale. The contractor or the mining operator considering a continuous cut purchase has one choice. The choice is the Wirtgen brand on a chassis that ultimately answers to John Deere. Look at the John Deere dealer reach into American mining country. The John Deere Construction and Forestry dealer network has roughly 1,900 locations across North America. The Caterpillar dealer network has roughly 900 locations in the same geography, with larger physical footprints per location but fewer total locations. In agricultural Midwest country, where many limestone, sand, and gravel and aggregate operations are located, the John Deere dealer is closer than the Caterpillar dealer. The John Deere Parts Depot is the same parts depot that serves the agricultural community that includes the family that owns the quarry. The aggregate operator who needs a hydraulic pump on Saturday morning in central Pennsylvania has a John Deere dealer within 30 miles and a Caterpillar dealer 90 miles away. The dealer service map is the conversion map. Now look at one specific American aggregate operation to see how the comparison plays out. A limestone quarry near Bedford, Indiana, supplying the Indianapolis market with crushed stone and aggregate, ran a Caterpillar 988K wheel loader and a John Deere 944K wheel loader on the same loadout pad for the full 2024 production season. Same shift schedule, same operator rotation, same limestone tonnage target. The quarry manager reported the 944K matched the 988K on cycle time per loaded bucket and beat it on parts cost per operating hour by approximately 14% over the season. The next wheel loader the quarry ordered was a John Deere 944K. The Caterpillar 988K was sold at auction the following spring. The auction price came in below the comparable 944K on the same Ritchie Bros sale date. Look at a second American operation to confirm the pattern. A surface coal stripping operation in McDowell County, West Virginia, ran a Wirtgen 2200 SM continuous cut surface miner alongside a conventional Caterpillar 390F excavator and articulated dump fleet for the 2023 production year. The continuous cut Wirtgen machine produced coal at a cost per ton roughly 22% below the conventional drill and blast, plus load and haul process when normalized for fuel, explosives, and labor. The operation expanded its Wirtgen surface miner fleet for the 2024 production year. The Caterpillar excavator was redeployed to overburden removal. The mining operator's next equipment purchase order did not include another Caterpillar production machine. The order went to Wirtgen. Quisup is the only English-language channel calling Caterpillar, John Deere, and the rest of the heavy equipment industry to account on the segment-specific corporate decisions that move dealer rankings and parts counters across American mining and quarrying. The operator tier at $5.99 gets you early access to videos like this one, only shorts, and the polls that decide which mining operation we break down next. The site foreman tier at $14.99 is the next step up if you supervise a fleet. Both links are in the description. Subscribe and turn on the bell so the next breakdown of an American mining segment lands in your feed the day it ships. This is the Wirtgen playbook applied to mining. John Deere did not need to buy Bucyrus or Joy Global to enter American mining. John Deere bought Wirtgen and got the surface miner technology that the post-coal crash American operator actually needed. John Deere built up the 944K wheel loader, the 870G motor grader, and the 410E articulated dump truck to compete on the medium operation. The dealer network covered the agricultural countries where the medium operation lives. The conversion happened one quarry at a time. The Bucyrus retreat is the Caterpillar story. The Wirtgen surface miner advance is the John Deere story. Both stories are happening on the same American property. Look at the Caterpillar segment exit pattern that makes the John Deere advance easier than it should be. The Bucyrus write-down is not the first Caterpillar segment exit. In 2002, Caterpillar exited the agricultural tractor market after the Lexion combined harvester partnership with the German manufacturer Claas collapsed. Caterpillar sold the Claas-Lexion partnership back to Claas. Caterpillar ended the Caterpillar Challenger agricultural tractor line. The Caterpillar Challenger tractor business was eventually sold to AGCO. The reasoning at the time was that Caterpillar did not have the dealer network in agricultural country to support the agricultural product line. The decision moved Caterpillar out of the agricultural and into the construction and mining concentration that defined the next 2 decades. The unintended consequence is that the agricultural dealer network John Deere had built was the same dealer network that 20 years later would service the limestone, the aggregate, and the surface coal operations that fell into the medium mining segment. In 2017, Caterpillar moved corporate headquarters from Peoria, Illinois to Chicago, Illinois. Within 18 months, Caterpillar moved again from Chicago to Irving, Texas. The executive team making capital allocation decisions about the mining product portfolio was 3,000 miles removed from the Decatur, Illinois mining truck manufacturing plant and from the South Milwaukee, Wisconsin Bucyrus heritage plant. The capital that could have funded a Caterpillar continuous cut surface miner to compete with the Wirtgen 4200 SM was directed elsewhere in the portfolio. The Wirtgen surface miner has had no Caterpillar competitor at commercial scale for the entire 8-year window since the Wirtgen acquisition. John Deere is structured differently. John Deere is a publicly traded American company headquartered in Moline, Illinois, with a market capitalization of roughly $120 billion in 2026. John Deere Construction and Forestry is one of 3 reporting segments. The segment generated a $13 billion in revenue in fiscal 2023. Wirtgen Group, including the surface mining business, sits inside the construction and forestry segment with shared dealer infrastructure and shared engineering capacity. The capital John Deere commits to the surface mining product development is underwritten by the larger John Deere balance sheet, which includes the agricultural business. The Caterpillar mining product development competes against the rest of the Caterpillar portfolio for capital allocation, 2 different corporate structures, 2 different mining outcomes. Look ahead 5 years to 2030. By 2030, The American mining and quarrying segment will have continued through one full equipment replacement cycle on wheel loaders, motor graders, and articulated dumps. The Wirtgen surface miner installed base in American coal, limestone, and gypsum operations will have expanded. John Deere will hold a larger share of the medium American mining segment on wheel loaders, articulated dumps, motor graders, and surface miners. Caterpillar will continue to hold the ultra-class haul truck segment at the largest open pit operations and will continue to hold a competitive position on large dozers. The American mining map in 2030 will look less like the Bucyrus consolidation that Caterpillar paid $8.6 billion to engineer and more like the medium operation conversion that John Deere has executed for free. Some balance is worth stating clearly. Caterpillar remains the world leader on ultra-class mining haul trucks at the largest open pit operations. The CAT 793F installed base at the Powder River Basin, at Bingham Canyon, and at the Mesabi Range is the dominant haul truck population. The Caterpillar large dozer offering is competitive. The Caterpillar dealer service at the largest mines is built for those operations. The argument here is the medium American mining operation, not the ultra-class. In the segment count of operations that actually exist in the United States, the medium operation is the larger market. Watch 3 indicators if you want to track this conversion in real time. Watch the United States Geological Survey Annual Report on Mining Production by operation count. Watch the Wirtgen surface miner installed vase announcements at the annual MinExpo trade show. Watch the John Deere 944K wheel loader and the 410E articulated dump truck auction price comparisons at Ritchie Bros. And Iron Planet against the Caterpillar 988K and the 745. For the broader American legacy industrial story, the Iron Acre Channel covers the long industrial heritage of American manufacturing. Shop Proof covers the tool autopsy on the equipment you actually run. Field Legends covers the operator history that put the American mining industry where it is today. All 3 are sibling channels to Quizoop, none are collaboration partners. Each runs its own coverage. Subscribe to whichever matches the segment you work in. The Bucyrus acquisition cost Caterpillar $8.6 billion and ended in a $580 million write-down. The Wirtgen acquisition cost John Deere 4.6 billion euros and is still compounding into American mining country one operation at a time. Tell me in the comments which mining brand is on the next wheel loader, the next articulated dump truck, or the next surface miner you specify for an American operation. The dealer rankings in 2030 already know the answer.